Do you want to win your Oscar pool?
I do.
Well, stay tuned because we're talking about the Best Supporting Actress category on Screen Junkies News. Today's episode of Screen Junkies News is brought to you by the Uncarrier, introducing T-Mobile One. All unlimited, all in. Hey everyone, I'm Alicia Malone and I am an Oscars nerd, and I'm sitting here with someone who knows just about as much as I do and loves you love the awards as well. It's Roth Cornet.
Hello.
How's it going?
Very well. You're the aficionado. I think I'm the I'm like the amateur passenger on this ride.
No, I think you, particularly in one of the categories, remember when we were talking about the Golden Globes, you almost called the Isabelle Huppert.
I know. You know what? And let this be a lesson to all of us. Trust your instincts, because trust your gut, because I really did want to pick Isabelle Huppert on that one because I thought she would probably win. She had so much heat going in, but we'll get into that in another category.
We will. Right now we're talking about Best Supporting Actress. So let's look at who is nominated. We've got Viola Davis for Fences. She already won the BAFTA and the Golden Globe. Naomi Harris for Moonlight. Nicole Kidman for Lion. Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures. And Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. Roth, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, I have a clear person that I feel totally 100,000% confident in this category to predict. It's Viola Davis. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. Viola Davis all the way. This is the one category that I actually feel very, very confident about because she's been winning everything. It's a remarkable performance and she's had an incredible career. She
has. There's a couple of things that I do want to say about it. She already won a Tony for this role. It is an incredible performance. She absolutely does deserve the nomination and the win. But wow, what a great field.
Yes.
I mean, this is incredible. Like each and every one of these performances deserves accolades. People should see these movies. I mean, in any other year, any one of these other women could be taking home this award. It's just that Viola, rightfully so, has so much steam on this.
Oh, and that scene right there, where she's just like, she lays everything to bear.
Everything is on the table.
And it gave me chills because of how ferocious she is. You can tell where it comes from, a deep place.
I have a question for you, and we talked about this a little bit earlier when we talked about Best Supporting Actor. Do you think this is a Best Actress turn?
Yes. Yeah, this is the hard thing, right? Because she is the only actress in the film.
Movie.
So essentially she is the lead actress. And it's Denzel Washington's character's movie, but she is right there for most of the film besides him. And she has huge part in it. So yeah, I would say she should be in the actress category rather than the supporting actress. Do you agree?
I do agree, and it's very, very tricky. It's very difficult to make those. I mean, you take a performance like Michelle Williams, who is so sparingly used in Manchester by the Sea, but arguably also drives the greatest moment in that movie, the most emotionally effective moment in that season, in that movie. So you see where she was nominated correctly.
Yes, right? And same with Nicole Kidman, who is up there, but you know, you've also got Rooney Mara and you've got other actresses involved, and her performance stands out from the movie, absolutely. Octavia Spencer, I mean, I'd say is Taraji's character's lead movie, and then so that's correct for supporting, and she brings so much light to every single role she does. She is hilarious and very strong in this movie too. I wasn't sure whether they would choose Janelle or Octavia. And
it's interesting, me too, because I think both I think they're all three wonderful in Hidden Figures.
Yeah, equally.
Equally wonderful, but Taraji, she's the lead.
It's her character's movie.
Exactly. So I think that because Janelle Monáe is relatively new to acting, but she stood out so much in Moonlight this year and then in Hidden Figures, but Octavia's had a longer career and is a bit more established by now. So I think that's probably why they went with her. And they're both, I think, equally great.
Yeah, I agree. And Octavia, this is her second Oscar nomination. She already has one win.
For that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it will go to Viola Davis. But let's have a look at what everyone else thought, because we put out a poll to see what you guys think when it comes to Best Supporting Actress. And the winner in this poll was Viola Davis. Everyone agrees with us. She had the most amount of votes, followed by Octavia Spencer, came in second, then Naomi Harris, then Michelle Williams, and then Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, too, you can tell how realistic, sorry.
Yeah,
how realistic this role is for her.
100%. Yeah, this is something, and she's talked about this a little bit. So normally I would never really talk about anybody's personal life, right? But she has talked about this and how she related to this role.
Directly relates
because she's adopted children. And this is a mother who has adopted children. And it's sort of about the and it was a choice, right? Well, it's always a choice, but she could have had children, the character in the film, she wanted to adopt. And it is the complex love that I think that yields, that this movie is really, that's the heart of this movie for her character in particular. I'm sure that was incredibly cathartic and difficult at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Difficult to lay yourself out there. I can't imagine being so vulnerable in front of an audience of millions.
Yeah.
That's incredible to me. And we looked at some of the comments on these polls, and there's one that I would like to talk about. It comes from Joe Greening, and it's about Naomi Harris. Naomi Harris, hands down, says Joe. And I have to agree. I think Viola Davis is going to win. What she did in Fences is amazing. But looking at Naomi Harris, she is also someone who's had a great career. She hasn't gotten I think she's pretty underrated. I don't think she's gotten the accolades for what she does just yet. And Moonlight, she had, I think it was like 3 days to do her whole performance in. And in that performance, she had to age, she had to play a drug addict, she had to go to these really emotional places instantly. And in the film, I mean, she's the constant same actor as the guy playing the lead role ends up changing from a boy to a teenager to an adult. And I thought that she was actually a thread that held it all together and did it so well that I would love to see her win.
Yeah.
I think it's Viola's year, and that's a showier performance in a way, just because it's a bigger, meatier role, a bigger role. But Naomi Harris deserves all the accolades.
She does. I would not hate on her winning at all. I would love to see that. But I do think, it's going to be Viola Davis.
Yeah.
I'm not so much I'm going to make an appeal to two of our wonderful Facebook community commenters, Matthew and Robbie. Matthew says he never watched any of the movies, and Robbie says they all look boring. Guys, listen. I respect how you're feeling, and maybe when you're thinking like Oscar film is boring, that's no fun to watch. I get that, and I think that I even think marketing has stirred up that reputation for marketing films. Like, these are the popcorn films, these are the things that you go to enjoy, these are the blockbusters, and this is gonna feel heavy. It may make you feel things, but I'll tell you something. Lion is going to make you feel wonderful by the end of it. That is an incredibly uplifting, heartfelt, actual feel-good movie.
An interesting true story.
And a very fascinating true story. Fences is two powerhouse actors that are just, it's a lesson in acting. Sit back and let that walk.
It's like, really
like a
cheap
boxing
ticket
match.
to a play to see a Tony Award-winning play and actors, which would cost you so much money, and you would only be able to see in New York for a short amount of time. Here, you get the chance to see it for like pretty cheap.
It's pretty cheap. It's available to you. And then it's watching two really huge powerhouses just kind of go at it with each other. It's really incredible to watch. Hidden Figures is absolutely a fun film to watch. They are funny.
Joyful.
They are joyful. It is a wonderful story. You will leave feeling extraordinary.
It's fun. The Pharrell Williams soundtrack is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Look, Moonlight, sure. Are you going to feel some heavier emotions? Perhaps, but it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful story, extraordinary performances. It's not hard to watch.
No, it'll suck you in.
Yeah, there are films that are hard to watch, to be fair, that are kind of like homework.
Yes.
This is not one of those. It just flows right over you like water.
I know. And then people have said about Manchester by the Sea, oh gosh, I have to be in the right mood to watch it. And it is heavy. It's emotionally devastating. But I will say there are a lot more comedic moments than you might think.
Exactly.
And the characters are well developed. And the way the story is structured, actually engages the audience because you're trying to figure out what's going on with Casey's character. So it's a very much an active watching experience, and I like that.
Exactly. Far from boring. This actually, Moonlight, I would argue, is not Moonlight, sorry. Manchester, I would argue, is one of the most engaging, right? Because you are, and not in a way of like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, where you're like, what is going, which is also fun, but like, what is actually happening here? It's just taking you along this journey.
You're just intrigued. You're like, what is going on? What is going on? And that's
what
like,
happened with these men? And then by the time you get to it, it is certainly emotionally impactful, but it's cathartic. It actually feels good to let that emotion go in a way. I don't want to promise you that you're going to walk out feeling really good, but there are lighter moments. And if you like great performances, you're going to find them here. So Oscar movies are not boring.
No. And as you always say, Roth, they're all movies.
They're all movies.
Movies are movies. If you love movies,
you're going to love these movies.
You'll love these movies because they're good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see them.
Thank you so much for joining me. And we want to know more about what you guys think. Do you think Oscar movies are worth watching? Is there a big divide these days between the popular films and the Oscar movies? And who do you think is going to win Best Supporting Actress? Let us know below. We'll see you soon. Bye. We'd like to thank our sponsor, T-Mobile. T-Mobile One is all unlimited, all in. Switch today.